ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Great to see you today, Congressman. Thank you for being
Thanks,
here.
Harris.
First of all, when you hear,
absolutely,
Senator Schumer use words like fumbling and bumbling, that was a strategic strike on a man who's killed so many people, both Americans and others, through the forces of terrorism. It does take some strategy to do that.
Right, and I think it's important to put into context who Soleimani is. I think most Americans had no idea of his name until this airstrike, but he's been the architect of terror in the Middle East, the mastermind, if you will, for the last several decades, killing hundreds of Americans. And this has been culminating, I think, important to point out, Harris, that they have been provoking us and the Saudis with attack after attack, hitting down our UAV drone, attacking Saudis, 50% of their oil refinery capacity taken out, and then culminating with an American, 4 service Americans being wounded and 1 American being killed, and then finally a storm and a raid on our embassy. If this president did not act with those facts before him, that would be negligent. And the fact that there was an imminent threat that I've been briefed on by both the vice president when I got the briefing on the strike to the national security advisor, this threat was imminent, and we stopped it by taking out Soleimani.
Congressman, you're making news with that because some of the pushback from Democrats has been to question whether or not there actually was an imminent threat. And I don't know how much detail more than you can give us already, but I do want to just back up a moment and let you say anything more that you can say about that when you learned it, so on and so forth.
Well, obviously it's in a classified space right now, but I will tell you, between the National Security Advisor telling me that it was very imminent, to General Milley, who I've known for a long time, he's a Texan, calling it clear, unambiguous intelligence. So I have been briefed on this. It was clear.
Were Democrats that you know of briefed at all? Anybody else?
What?
Were there any Democrats that you know of?
I can't speak for the Democrats. The key members have, and I think certainly my position on foreign affairs, I have been. And let me say this too: the War Powers resolution is coming to our committee today in a classified context. So the idea that Schumer is saying that the administration's violated some processes is just totally incorrect, and he knows that. They're complying with the War Powers Act.
Real quickly, do you think the American people need to see the War Powers notification for themselves? That's what Democrats say they want.
Well, I think to the extent some of it can be declassified, I think it would be helpful to make the case. I would argue, as Secretary Pompeo did yesterday, that what you don't want to do is basically put our intelligence assets and officers in danger and in jeopardy. Because remember, the Iranians have called for attacks on 35 of our military installations. And so we don't want to give away the intelligence that we have or clear them, if you will, to attack those very officers that gave us the intelligence that was exquisite to take out General Soleimani.
Ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs on the show today, Congressman Mike McCaul of the great state of Texas, making some news this hour. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Harris.